V'zehu Inyan l'sheris nachalaso, and this is the concept of to the remnant of his inheritance. Shebechinas hagedula v'rav chesed shezehu Inyan mi Kel Kamocha nusi avon chulu, that the concept of the greatness and the great kindness in Keser, which is the concept of the midos of Micha, mi Kel Kamocha, nimshach dafka l'sheris nachalaso. So that's specifically the end of the pasuk, is to the remnant of his inheritance. That's where those midos of Keser go to, to someone who places themselves like leftovers. Just like the concept of great kindness shines through the concept of chesed, of ma, specifically of bittul. Like shiraim, masha enkin bli levush zeh lo yuchalis labish ba'olamos, which is not the case without the garment. This garment, it would not be able to be clothed within worlds shelo yuchlu l'sovlo, that they could not handle it. And therefore he may be blessed, is called that he is higher than exalted, that he's haughty upon the haughty ones. That is all the it's repulsive to Hashem, all haughty of heart, meaning that he's haughty upon the people that don't have bittul. Maram v'kadosh eshkan v'stakaush val ruach hulu, that he's high and holy and removed, and dwells on those who are subjugated and lowly of spirit. So he's ge'al gasav v'sanaya, that he's exalted above the people that are haughty, that he doesn't rest on them, but he is eshkon on the dika and shval ruach. And the flow to those who are haughty is drawn down only like the breaking of the vessels, like the kindness of Ishmael that we said was like from Tohu. And that's the concept of that he's darkness and not light. And that's kindness in the language of embarrassment, of an embarrassment, because that comes from the concept of haughtiness and coarseness, like Ishmael. But to draw down the concept of great kindness in a revealed state, that's through the enclothment of the kindness of Atzilus, the kindness of Ma, which is the concept of nullification. And like our sages said, in the place of his greatness, of the Holy One, blessed be He, that's where you find his humility. And look what it says in Reshis Chachma, and this is what it says. And you can also find humility even in Keser. Because the concept of humility is that a person should pass over their attributes and prejudices and to have mercy. And that's the concept of the 13 attributes of mercy of Arich, that Anava and the Yud Gimel Midos of Rachamim are connected one to the other. That through the midah of Anava you are merciful. Harikol makom shata motzei gdulaso, that is that any place that you find his greatness, afilu l'mayla, even above, shum makom hageus, which is the place of haughtiness, sham yimatzeh hanava, that's where you're going to find the humility, adkan l'shono, that the haughtiness is to give, to be merciful. You're the one in the position to be merciful, but nonetheless, it's given because you're humble. So that's the end of the quote from the Reshis Chachma Shara Nava. B'Torah or b'Dibor HaMaskil Moshe Daber Perishan Nava Lamayla Zeu Yeridas Or Ein Sof Baruch Hu. And Torah Or, how Moshe speaks in Elokim Yanenu. And so you have the concept of Moshe being an Anav, that the humility above, that's the concept of the infinite light may be blessed, coming down to be, is the very fact that it comes down is a humility. V'slapshuso b'chesed b'chachma v'chesed, which and its enclothment in wisdom and kindness. Shebechinas yerida v'shiflus. L'gabei or Ein Sof Baruch Hu, that this is its enclothment and wisdom and kindness is that's a descent and humility in comparison to the infinite light may be blessed. Antu chakim v'lo b'chachmi yediyah, that you are wise but not with a knowable wisdom. V'lav mikol ilain mikol midos ilain klal, not from any of these attributes at all. That Ein Sof is beyond all description and attribute. Shein aruch elav, that there's no comparison to him even with the attributes of Atzilus. And like our sages said, b'makom shata motzei gedula so shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that in a place where you find his greatness, and it uses the term gedula so, shama tamutze nafsanu suchulu, that's where you find his humility, the concept of hamshachas hakeser from the concept of bittul and anava. V'zeh himshich Avraham al yedei anochi afar ve'efer chulu, and this is what Avraham drew down through the concept of I am dust and ashes. V'chein pirash or b'dibur hamaskil ashir ala havaya, and so to it's explained further in the Mamer, I will sing to Hashem ki ga'u, that I am high and exalted. B'Torah or Parshas b'Shalach Tav Kufei Amud Aleph. V'zel Hashem, and this is what it says: Ki hine derech havaya derech umuvo lihiyos havaya chulu, that the path to havaya is the path of Hashem, is the path and the way in order so that there should be the Shem havaya chulu, meaning to draw it down from above into havaya. Yud chachma, and that Yud corresponds with the wisdom of Chachma, Ki Hari, who is Barech Lamayla Mina Chachma Chulu, because he may be blessed, is beyond the concept of wisdom. Va'an Chu Chakim Chulu, and you are wise, but not with a noble wisdom, that beyond the concept of Chachma al Derech, B'makom Shata Mutze Gdulaso, Shamata Mutze Nafsanu Suchul, and it uses this expression in that Mamer, that in the place that you find his greatness, that's where you find his humility, to come down into Chachma. Because you've made them all with wisdom, with like a physical act. That wisdom in comparison to you is a physical act, a humility. That in Tzeinora it explains that so too it is allegorically above, that Keser is called the nullification of the will. Ubitl ratzon zeu b'chinas anava, and the nullification of will, that's the concept of humility. That to draw down the Keser is through a humility, and a nullification of the ratzon. So Keser is not just will, but it's a bitl ratzon, like Kabbalah soul. And that's why it's drawing down from that level. And if so, the meaning of in the place where you find his greatness, that's where you find his humility. So that is that in order to draw down from the concept of his greatness, to shine into the worlds from Keser, so that's specifically to his attribute of humility, to shine into wisdom and kindness, which are the 10 holy spheros. And from all of this you can understand the concept of to the remnant of his inheritance. That is to someone who places themselves like leftovers with the concept of humility and lowliness. That specifically is the vessel, to the concept of drawing down from the place of his greatness. And further, that through the concept of humility and lowliness, that's drawn through the concept of the name Ma, of nullification, further that it purifies the concept of Shem Ban, which fell there in the breaking of the vessels. From the greatness of Toh, like we said with the concept of the kindness of Ishmael, that it came from his haughtiness, the concept of the Tohu, that they were Nikudos, not from Tikkun. And look what's brought about this in the concept of David and Yehona's son, that you should triple and descend very much. What's the concept of the triple? That's the like the nikudos of segol, sheish bo gimel nikudos, that it has 3 points. Vanikuda hatachtona zehu inyan sheris Yaakov shemesim esatzmo kishiraim, and the lowest point of the 3, that's the concept of the left remnant of Yaakov, that you place yourself like the leftovers. Through this, you purify the other 2 points on top, which correspond with Avraham and Yitzchak. That from them is a nurturance to Ishmael and Esav. So Yaakov purifies Ishmael and Esav, and similar to what we're saying here, that the Shema is Mevarer Ban of Nikudas of Toh. So the Nikuda, to make yourself like a Nikuda, a bittel, so that's Mevarer the other Nikudos, the Nikudos of Tohu. There's I guess a concept of Nikuda Tachasai, so the concept of Malchus in Kabbalah Soul being in a way of Nikuda. And so it draws down from Keser. But all of this is when the concept of Tohu is purified through the concept of Tikkun of the name Ma. That's what purifies the concept of Ban. Inyan Biur hu shemebchinas yesh teto nasa bebchinas ainu bittel. And the concept of the purification, it's from the concept of yesh of tohu, of the existence that of tohu nasa bebchinas ainu bittel. It becomes a state of naught and nullification al yedei shema chulu, through the concept of shema that purifies it, to go from yesh to bittel. And so too the purification of the light of kindness of tohu, that comes from the concept of greatness, the concept of existence for itself. That's why you have the kindness of Ishmael and so forth, like we said. It's purified through the state of nullification of Mav Tikkun. So that's the concept of the remnant of his inheritance, the kindness through the concept of leftovers and humility. That the greatness of above, the Gdula of Keser, rests in the concept of naught, and the leftovers and it's a complete revelation. And so too it is with the concept of great kindness, from the concept of the good that's without boundary, will only rest in the concept of humility, that you can receive without lifting yourself up. That's when you're able to get that high level of revelation. In the time to come, it says that the light of the moon will be like the light of the sun, that the light of the moon is like the receiver, but it will shine on its own and not just receive. That the name Ban will not be purified through the name Ma, but they will be equal. And further, that the concept of Shem Ban will be even higher than the name Ma, that's the concept of the lights of Sag, of Shem Sag of Tohu. Sag Osios Gas, that Sag is the same letters as Gas, that the coarseness below is elevated to the concept of Sag, Bechinas Yesh Ane Lo Chanal, which is the concept of the existence state that Hashem says, I will be king. That haughtiness and existence is the source for the coarseness below in its root. That you can awaken from Ban to Sag. Because of Eishis Chayil, Shem Ban, Achara Biur, Materes Baila, and that's why it says that the woman of valor, which is the name Ban, after the purification, is the crown of her husband, the Shema, which is that her husband is Shemas Hamivara, which purifies. Like it's brought in another place, like it says that then I will flip the nations to have a clear speech. There will be purified all the 7 kings of Tohu that fell down into the idol worshippers and the other nations. Then the 7 kings will be elevated, Kodem Hashvira, as they are in their source before the breaking, Shahayu Bechinas Oros Tekifim Ubilti Mugbalos Klal, that they were very strong lights and without boundary at all. Ki Bechinas Or Vekli Shenikra Midos Kanal, they're not bound and they're not confined or bounded like the concept of lights within vessels that we call the Midos in Atzilus. So the lights of Tohu are much stronger than being confined in that way in the Partsufim. That's the lights that as they were before the Shvira. So those lights were very strong lights, and that's what will be revealed after the purification. And therefore, also with this concept of kindness that comes from the greatness that now is only enclosed only in the concept of leftovers and humility. In the time to come will be revealed as it is above truly, and it will be exist below as it does above truly in its source. That is not just in the state of humility, but as it is in divine haughtiness, so to speak, and the high levels, so that is as it is in its high place. So and above its enclothement in kindness of Atzilus, but in the concept of the great kindness, as it's drawn from the concept of to his greatness, there is no measure or finding the end. That's how the revelation will be below. That is the revelation of the encompassing light, the general encompassing light of Lamaila Ulamata Bahashva Achas. That the revelation above and below will be equalized in the same revelation of the Sovev that encompasses. So the concept then of Shema seems to be of Yosher, or Pnimi, whereas the Ban is elevated to Sag, which in comparison would be the Soviv and the Makif. That above and below are in equalized truly as is known. And that's why the pasuk says that in another place that the remnant of Yaakov will be like dew, that will not put their hope in man. That is, that they won't place their hope in the concept of Shema, even though it's Ish and not Adam. but the point is also kavin, that you won't bring it into kavin of an orpnimi, but it'll be like dew that's makif from keser. Vainu because it'll be exalted above in the concept of the true existence. Above the concept of the not and the ayin that's below the yesh amiti, the concept of bittul. And that is specifically through the concept of bittul of the remnant of Yaakov, bechinas l'sheris nachalaso, the concept of the remnant of his inheritance, sheyihi ala asid bechinas reishis ki yadua, that in the time to come will be a concept of his of the beginning. That instead of sheris it'll be reishis, the first. Instead of the remnant below, it'll be the beginning above. Ki yadua the sheris osios reishis. And as is known that the remnant is the letters of the beginning, he knows tchilosun b'sof and dafka, because the beginning is tied to the end specifically. V'alkein b'chinas hamalchus b'chinas or choser, and therefore the concept of malchus, which is a reflected light, like he mentioned the moon or the nekuda tachas of the segol. Afterwards, it's called the crown of the kingship. The Ihu Keser Elyon Mamush, which is truly the supernal crown. So Keser Malchus is the supernal Keser. Ramzu ba'amram kisid the kosa the malka the Mashiach kosid Vayera, that the cup of benching of the King Mashiach. My cup is filled and overflows. Gematria Reish Chaf Aleph. That gematria of Vayera is 221. Bechinas Erech Hapayim, which is the makes up the letters of the word Erech. For Erech Hapayim of Keser of Arichanpi. Vayin Mashakos b'Makom Binyan Ad David Higdil. And look what is brought about the idea of until David became great. The David, the concept of Malchus, went to the level of Gadol, which we said was in Keser. Had David Higdil, like he brought from the Mamer V'shilashta Tireid Miod. About the concept of the Segol. Higdil Hainu, what does it mean to become great? That David became great, or became greater than Yonah's son. That is, should shine into the concept of Malchus, from the concept of this supernal greatness of Keser. We can say that that's what's told to Avraham by Lech Lecha, that I will make you a great nation, the goy of the level of Gadol. And like it says. And that is what is written in the tefillin of the Master of the World, Kimi goy gadol hu, that who is like this great nation, Asher lo elokim krovim elov, and so forth. Umi goy gadol, and who is the great nation, and so forth. That uses that expression gadol by the nation. I guess the Ashurish and Keser. Ve'eschan daled pasuk zayin ches. Ve'efshar lomar, we can say shezeu gam ken inyan lahanchil ohavayesh. That this is also the concept of to inherit to my loved ones, the concept of yesh, of the existence, the true existence above. Hainu sheyanchilu min bechinas hagedula elyona. That is, that they will inherit from the concept of the greatness above, mi bechinas yesh. And the concept of the existence. What is yesh? Which is also from the gematria of 2 times kana, to acquire wisdom and to acquire knowledge, understanding of chachma bina. Beis pamim kana gematria yesh chulu. And so that's, I guess, also to draw down from Kesed into Chochma Bina. Kitzer, so in short, Inyan Sheris Nachalaso, the concept of the remnant of his inheritance, Kibi Malkum Gdulaso, because in the place of his greatness, Keser of the crown, Sham Dafkat Amutza Nafsenu, so that's specifically where you find his humility, Liated B'Chochma V'Chesed, to come down into wisdom and kindness. Shizeu Dafka Kli, that specifically is the vessel for it, the humility. V'gam al yidei ma mevarer ban, and also through the concept of humility that purifies ban, shenofal l'sham b'shviras hakelim, that fell down there in the breaking of the vessels. Meha gedula de tohu, from the greatness of tohu, like Yishmael that we said. Dahainu mashe Esav nikra b'no hagadol. That is that concept that Esav is called his older son, the son that's gadol, from the level of gedula, of the oros of tohu, whereas Yaakov is the cotton, the concept of tikkun and humility. This is the concept of you shall triple and descend very much, which is the lower point of the segol. You'll shine the greatness as it is in essence, the gedula in its true concept, as Yomru Bayagoyim Higdil Havaya La Sosimele. Then the nations will say that Hashem is great, from the concept of Hagadol Higdil, to do with these. And I guess there's some concept of Eila with it, which could be the Midos or something. Or from a hidden state of Gadol in Kesed to a revealed state of Eila that you can point to. And that's the concept of the revelation of his great name, Shema Gadol, specifically from the level of Gedula, as is known by Baruch Sha'amar also. Hadiyad Shema Gadol is the concept of Soviv Kolami. Like it says, on that day, Hashem will be one, and the name will be read or called as it is written. Like it's explained in another place, that's the concept of his great name as it is written, not as it is said.